Hey guys, I am super excited to be back here with another festive recipe, and I'm extra excited because I am making chickpea and potato, which is chole and aloo biryani. I love shaking up biryani because it's one of my favorite things to make and to eat. And this one is so special. I hope you will enjoy this recipe. And for today's recipe, all the spices I'll be using are from Waitrose, from their Cook's ingredient range, which is fantastic because they have absolutely everything from chaat masala, garam masala, amchur, and the whole lot. So let's get cooking. Start by thinly slicing 4 onions. So I've got a pan and I've filled it with enough oil to kind of pan fry, shallow fry almost. Next I'm going to add all the onions and then cook on medium heat till they are nice and golden, and this is going to take a little bit of time, between 15 minutes to half an hour. And while the onions are frying, I'm going to chop up 2 of these onions for the chickpeas. Look how lovely and golden they are. Sorry, I'm using a metal spoon. I'm just trying to take them out, and now I'm going to get them out on in a sieve so that I can get rid of all the excess oil. And I'm going to use the same pan to cook the chickpeas. So once I've taken the onions out, I'm going to also take out some of the oil because right now it's got way too much oil for the chickpeas. So I'm just going to leave 2 tablespoons in there and remove the rest. And don't throw away the excess oil. Keep it in a bowl or something because it's fried onion oil. So even if you make an omelette of that oil, it'll be delicious. This is going to stay on top of a pan or a bowl, and then all the oil will come and collect in there. So this is the amount of oil I've left in the pan. I'm going to add a teaspoon of cumin seeds, a couple of bay leaves, 3-4 green cardamom, and a stick of cinnamon, and just let it sizzle. Next go in the 2 chopped up onions, and I'm going to cook this until golden for 10 minutes. And I'm going to finely chop 3 garlic cloves and a piece of ginger. And once it's nicely golden, I'm going to add all the ginger and garlic. 2 minutes. And just going to chop up 2 tomatoes. Next goes in the tomatoes. Going to cook this for 10 minutes. 10 minutes in, the tomatoes have softened up nicely, and now it's time to add the whole spices. So for the spices, I'm going to add a teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of ground cumin, teaspoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander, teaspoon of garam masala, and a teaspoon of chaat masala to bring that sour note. Good mix. Next, I'm adding 2 tins of 400 grams of chickpeas. So I've drained and rinsed them. I'm just going to peel and chop up 2 good sized potatoes. In goes the potatoes. I haven't cut them into very small pieces, as you can see, so I want them a bit chunky and not all mushy at the end of the biryani. And I have got here 300 ml exact of water. I am now going to bring this to a boil and then cover and cook this for 15 minutes. And while that is cooking, I'm going to start cooking the rice. So my timer has just gone off for 10 minutes. I'm just going to check the situation of the potatoes really. Oh, look, it's kind of soft. So that's it. You don't want it like crumbling apart. There is not loads of liquid, which is great. You want a little bit of liquid, but not loads. And I think I haven't added salt yet, so I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt to this. And now take it off the heat. So in a pan of boiling water, I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves, a couple of star anise, a small stick of cinnamon, a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Once it's bubbling away, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And then goes in all the washed up 500 grams of basmati rice. And then I'm going to cook this until it's 3/4 done, 75% cooked. So it will be soft from the outside, but it will still have a bite. And that's when I'll drain it. So the rice is 3/4 cooked, and often people ask me, how do you know? So here are the rice grains, and it looks like it's cooked from outside, it's soft, but actually when you press it, it's still got a bite in it, so it's not 100% cooked, which is when you know it is not fully done, and that's when you take it off the heat. So we need a nice deep pan, quite important. Any sort of pan, if you have a cooker, if you have a stock pot, and then I've got my cooked rice, I've got chickpea and potatoes cooked, I've got fried onions, a handful of coriander, and some kevra water or rose water. I'm skipping the saffron in this because I don't want saffron in this. And the first layer I'm going to add is a very thin layer of this chickpea curry. So I'm going to get 2 layers out of this chickpea curry. That's the quantity I have here. And while I'm doing that, if there are very big whole spices, I'm going to take it out at this point. So I'm going to put half the quantity of my chickpea and potato in here. That is half. And now I'm going to put in half of the cooked rice. Look how fluffy that rice is. So lovely. So I've got half the quantity of the rice in here now, and I'm going to add some of the fried onions. Yumminess, the best bit. And then I'm going to add some of the coriander. Obviously, if you are not a coriander fan, just skip it. And now I am going to add all of this chickpea potato mix. Now spread it a little bit, and you know what's happening next. Goes all the rice. It smells absolutely divine. Cannot wait for this to be ready. That's all the rice gone. Just spread it evenly. Then I'm going to add all the fried onion and then the leftover coriander. And last thing, just a few drops of kevra water, and if you can't find kevra water, just use rose water. And I'm going to seal this with some foil because I want it sealed. And once I've sealed it, I'm going to pop the lid there. I have got a tiniest little piece of chapati dough which was in the fridge, so I'm going to make the most. And actually I just don't want any air to come out of this. Sealing it well. Now this is going to go on really lowest heat possible on the hob for 20 minutes. And after that I won't open it straight away. I'm going to let it rest for another 10-15 minutes and then serve it. That was fantastic. My friends absolutely loved the biryani. It is all gone. I've got a small portion left for my breakfast tomorrow. But I do hope that you will give this a go. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you guys have a lovely Diwali.